Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in. And for those of you who are watching for the first time, thank you for visiting the channel. Now let me start out by saying as a disclaimer, this video is a remake. Now if you're a subscriber, you know that the first video saw a huge amount of success in terms of subscribers and viewers, but unfortunately we ran into a bit of a hiccup with some of the content that I was providing. So let me explain. So in a nutshell, after meeting a young lady in Colombia and her being excited about wanting to make a YouTube video of our experiences together, so on and so forth, once the video was uploaded to YouTube and she saw all the attention that she would get and the comments and, pretty much the minute celebrity that came along with that, it made her feel just a tad bit uncomfortable. So she asked me if I would scrub it and remove it from YouTube. And I did just that because I wanted to remain friends with her. And at the same time, with me being so young in this journey of providing travel videos, I wanted to approach it at a different angle. So I totally rebranded the channel, and I want to bring some good information to you guys in regards to my travel vlogs, as well as my experience around foreign dating, cultural experiences, so on and so forth in foreign countries. So now, as I stated before, this is my first time ever traveling internationally. I'm an average guy that works an average job in America. I'm in my early 40s, and I decided to just step outside the box and take a trip. And I pretty much did a little bit of research, watched a few YouTube videos, and prepared myself to travel. And I said I wanted to experience a different culture, to see what life is like outside the United States. So what we'll do is we'll try to summarize my trip in terms of hotels and accommodation. We're going to talk a little bit about the food. And shockingly, I'm going to share with you a few of my experiences with a few of the local Colombia women in Cartagena. So if you're in your 40s and you're looking for someone serious to date or to marry, you're going to want to stay tuned because it's going to be very, very entertaining for you. And also it's going to be helpful for you in your journey in finding a wife and potential foreign bride. Okay, so let's dive into the accommodations. So I stayed at the Hampton by Hilton. It's located in Boca Grande, which is a huge tourist destination neighborhood in Cartagena, which is about a block from the beach. Super safe neighborhood. The Hampton Inn was exquisite and nothing short of the quality that you would expect to experience in the United States. The room came equipped with a safe. There was a doorman around the clock that was very resourceful when it came to directions and needing a taxi. And actually the location was perfect because there was a convenience store right across the street where if you needed a late night snack or you needed to bust down some bigger bills, they were available for that. The breakfast was catered perfectly every single day, and it was more of a gourmet style breakfast. It wasn't just cereal and toast and waffles and so on and so forth, but actual food that was very great in terms of getting your day started. So I definitely give the hotel a 9 out of 10, especially with the great views that it had of the city, views of the water and parts of the beach. And the only reason why I didn't give it a 10 because there were a few quirky things going on with the hotel. But we can save that for another video. But it's nothing that would hinder you from having a good stay there. So I will drop the link of the hotel in the description. Now, with that said, let's get into some of the places to eat around Cartagena. Now, Cubanos is a great place to eat, sort of like a Quiznos in the U.S. It sells subs, hot sandwiches, panini, so on and so forth. But it was a great cafe-style place that I found to be very inviting and welcoming because, I could go there, I could eat, and I could just kind of hang out a little bit, have a cold drink, and kind of plan my day in terms of what I was going to visit next or if I wanted to meet someone, so on and so forth. So I highly recommend Cubanos as a quick place to just grab a bite to eat, if you're pressed for time. Now, the next place I'd like to share with you is La Olla, Cartagena. Very, very, very great restaurant, very good food, white tablecloths, fine dining. And honestly, I think the atmosphere was made even better because of the local chica that I was eating dinner with. Made everything so much more better. But we'll get into more dating later. But La Olla Cartagena is a great place to dine, great quality food, and a great atmosphere for a date. Now, Porthos is another great place. It's going to be more equivalent to your Outbacks and to your Longhorns in America. But super great place. It's going to have your night vibe. It's going to have all your social gatherings and everything. It's going to have your burgers. It's going to have your chicken breast sandwiches, so on and so forth. So it has a Colombia feel to it, but it does have more of the American style cuisine, but still a great place to eat. Now, if you wanted a different change of pace than eating the breakfast food every day provided by the hotel at the Hampton, Crepes and Waffles would be the place to go. They have a wide variety of items on their menu, and the best thing about this restaurant is they make fresh smoothies for beverages. So you can have your entree or you can have your breakfast dish, and you're also going to get some natural fruit smoothies to go along with your meal, which is super amazing. Now, I did eat at one more place, which was a great restaurant, and it appeared to have had a well-renowned chef by the presentation of the food, but I was so taken away and so captivated by the atmosphere of this place. I didn't get much of the information that I wanted to present. This place had a tree growing in the middle of the restaurant. It had live music. The atmosphere was very quaint and surreal. The waiters were nice. The vibes were good. You couldn't ask for a better place to eat lunch. So now that we talked about hotels and food, and you have a few places where you can dine, let me just start to explain about my experience and how I met multiple guys from the States who were visiting Cartagena. So I flew to Cartagena alone, and not even with the anticipation on, meeting anyone or making any friends. In fact, not even making any friends with the locals. I just kind of wanted to experience something different. But to my surprise, there were many guys, like I just stated, visiting Cartagena, and just talking with them and relating with them. These are guys just like me, average working class Americans, who are just trying to enjoy their life, and potentially maybe find, a foreign bride. But it was cool. I ended up making some friends. And in fact, that was like day 2 in. So I had like the rest of the time there, able to, hang out with, guys of my caliber, which made my trip so much more funner. So as I continued to make my way through the city, I visited the Wall City, experienced a lot of the culture of Gethsemane, was able to check out a lot of the neat artwork and the cultural presentations that they had. In fact, I was really excited about the Afrocentric representation that was spread throughout Colombia, and the women from Palenque, which is a Black historic town that was settled, and just absorbing all of the culture and the history, right? And learning how Colombia is really a melting pot, unlike a lot of the information that we receive back here in the States concerning Colombia. It was just the opposite. The vibes were cool. The people were nice. And as I continued to make my way through town, I ran into the old traditional mall, right? So growing up as an 80s kid, I was like, oh my gosh, let me check out the old traditional mall. It looks like they still have those here, right? So, and to my surprise, there was a choir of kids in there, and they were caroling, because this was around the time of the holiday season wrapping up. So that was a neat thing to experience also. Okay, so after being out in the town quite a bit that day and, just hanging out with the guys, we got word of a speed dating cultural event where we could kind of touch base with the local Colombian women there. And so we all got back to the hotel, got dressed, and headed out to the venue where they were having the event. And oh my gosh, this is what you guys have been waiting for. I mean, the caliber of women that were at this event was just astonishing. So listen, the women that filled this room were very professional women. Some of them, they were homemakers. Some of them, they were looking to date. Others were looking for very serious relationships and finding husbands, wanting to leave the countries. Others wanted their, meet foreign men that could kind of transition into Colombia. I mean, it was just a mixed bag of possibilities depending on who you were in this room. So, and then also experiencing the culture with the Chiquita lady and the dancing and the food. I mean, it was just a great experience. I had an opportunity to touch base with so many different women. I mean, there were upward of 110 to 120 women in this room. Now, as you can see in the photos, I did vibe with a few of the women on a level more so than others, as well did some of the guys that I was with also. And so I spent the majority of my time, trying to get to know, specifically one of the girls that I was interested in to see if, something can come of it. And, honestly, I was able to go on a few different dates and had a lot of fun with a few of the local Colombian women there. But the one that I vibed with the most was Kiara, as you can see in the photos. In fact, she told her translator to tell me that we cannot leave that venue without her going on a date with me. That's how aggressive she was. I mean, but there were so many women. I didn't even know she was interested. She wasn't very tall. And after talking to maybe 10 or 15 women, your mind just get so like disoriented, right? Because you just kind of lose your bearings. But, she was aggressive enough to say, hey, listen, I would like to go on a date with that guy. And when she told me that, all the other girls had disappeared in terms of being in my head. And she stood out the most because that was very, very refreshing to hear. And guys, we had a super amazing time together. We danced a lot. She's like a dancing machine. We went out, we ate dinner. We hung out on the town. And, it was a great experience, just kind of stepping out my box and just experiencing a new culture. And honestly, the great time that Kiara was able to show me was super amazing as well. So in summary, what I can tell you is that Cartagena, Colombia is a great city to visit to if you're traveling for vacation, even if you're traveling for the first time internationally. It's a super safe place to visit. The food is amazing. It has great accommodations, and some of the people are the most welcoming and amenable people you would ever meet in your life. So if you're single also, you're an average middle-class working American guy, you're looking for somebody to build a future with, Cartagena is a great place to start. There's tons of single women there, family-oriented, got great values, enjoy having fun, very submissive, even though some people don't like to hear that term, especially in these modern days. But these women are very agreeable, respectful. They would like you to lead them. In fact, Kiara, when we went out, it was always what I wanted to do. It was never any arguments about the places that I chose, about the entertainment that I chose. It was just a great overall experience. And lastly, I'd like to mention that traveling to Cartagena was super simple. It was pretty much just like booking a domestic flight. If you're on the eastern side of America, where I am, typically you're going to connect in either Fort Lauderdale or Miami. And that's going and coming. I try to stay out of Bogota or Medellin or any connecting flights in South America I like to connect in America and go right to Cartagena. And that's what I would highly recommend you do as well. It just makes it a lot safer. You know, you go into one city that you're comfortable with after you visited it a few times. But, you know, as you explore and you visit other cities in South America, maybe it'll be easier to connect there. But I like to keep things simple. And with that said, this concludes the video. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my channel. I hope that this has been informational for you, and I hope that it helps you in your journey and traveling for the first time, stepping outside the box. And also, if you're looking for a foreign bride like myself, I hope this has been helpful to you as well. I also would appreciate if you subscribe, because there's going to be more videos coming in the near future, especially with my plans to travel to other cities in South America like Barranquilla and Medellin. And also, you know, as I continue to check off on my bucket list, I'll continue to share content with you guys, hopefully to inspire you to, you know, get your passport, step outside the box. You know, there's more to life than just America. Although it's the greatest country on the face of the earth, I still believe there's still other cultures and different things that we can explore. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And I appreciate it if you hit the like button. And most important, please drop a comment, whether good or bad. You know, I like to respond to all of the comments, and I like to, you know, critique myself, because I've always liked to improve every single day. So I do appreciate it if you would leave a comment on your thoughts on the video, and also any suggestions that you might have. And until the next time, take care.